Hello, Professor Cadney's here, and welcome to week 12. We are really close to the end of the semester. So our semester is 15 weeks. That means we have 3 weeks left together. And so I applaud you for getting this far, and I'm really looking forward to working with you from now to the end of the semester. So just a few reminders for you as we're approaching the end of the semester. Um, in each week, from now until the end of the semester, we're going to be doing some paraphrasing practice. So as anticipated, a lot of you struggled with the paraphrase. You worked really hard on it, but you are missing one or two elements that are really crucial for creating a really excellent paraphrase. So you'll have the opportunity to practice paraphrasing from now until the end. Also, we're going to start preparing for your final exam. So just like everything else, your final exam for both classes will be online. You don't have to worry about that. You'll be taking the exams online, just like the midterms. But what you're going to be doing for the exams is slightly different. So for 098, you're going to be writing an essay. That's a persuasive essay. And for 99, you're going to be reading a long article and then answering questions about that article, as well as uploading an annotation of part of that article. So we're going to be practicing that. In fact, the final essay that you guys will write is actually a practice essay for a practice exam to get you ready for that final exam in week 15. So the final exam is going to be graded. It's going to be weighted more heavily, which is why we're getting practice doing it. There's no skill on the final that you're going to be asked to do for either final that we haven't gone over already. So congratulations, we've gone over the content for the entire course at this point. So we're just practicing and getting you ready for the end goal here, which is to do really well on the final exam. Another note about that is that oftentimes folks can get an MP on the exam and then still do fine and pass the course. But it is a pretty substantial assignment in both courses, so you should take all the preparation pretty seriously. And when I'm asking you to rewatch a video, please do that. Just put in that final push for this point in the semester. The other really helpful thing would be for you to fill out the course evaluations for both 98 and 99. So you should have gotten a link to that emailed to you. That's super important because the future of the 098, 099 fully online course really depends on how the evaluations go. This is only the second full semester that we've run the 98, 99 fully online. So if it was valuable to you, it's really crucial that you be able to express that and to share just honest feedback about the experience would be great. And I know that from the mid-course feedback, things were pretty positive. We made a few slight tweaks based on Vivian's feedback. Every other week, the mindfulness book activity is extra credit. So hopefully that's been working for you. And yeah, so please do that. Okay, don't forget to do that. And if you can't find the link or there's some problem, let me know about it. Okay, so we can troubleshoot that. All right, what else? Just another update for the education essay draft. I forgot to put a rubric there. So don't look for a rubric when you're trying to look at my feedback, but in the narrative comments, I'll break down exactly what you need to improve, as well as the comments in the margin. So it will be very clear what your grade would be if you didn't submit any changes and the areas that you need to improve. It's just that you're not going to have the checklist in that specific way this week. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. You'll see my feedback in the comments and then also in the margins, and that should be just as valuable. But if you have any questions about it, obviously contact me and I can help you understand it better. Okay, so we're about to do the shout outs. I also wanted to say right before the shoutouts that there's a copy of your textbook that I've put into each module because a bunch of the work that you're going to be doing for each module is coming from the textbook. And I want to make sure that you have that in the textbook pages, both the PDF file and the Word file. Most of you have this and it's no problem, but just if for some reason you've misplaced it, it's right there and you're going to be working from it. You're also going to be working on doing reading, part of a reading for your 99 exam, and then doing some more paraphrasing practice. Those are things from the book. And then you're also going to be, you're going to be looking at an essay by a CCP student, and then you're also going to be working on preparing for the exam reading. Next week, you're going to be doing a practice essay as well as the practice exam questions. So everything about the practice exam is what the new exam is going to look like, except that you're going to have a different topic, a different article, a different essay assignment. So please make sure that you download the book if you don't yet have it downloaded. Take a look at it from the modules. So some other shout outs, the mindfulness essay, the mindfulness work that you did was really good. So it was one of the activities where you were doing the physical activities. So some of you were putting the books on your heads. And a shout out to Akima's nephew, who also participated in this, and to all of you who shared about your experiences going to the gym and how that is stress relieving. Keep it up. That's wonderful. What a great way to be of solid physical and mental health. So good work with that. And I hope that the final mindfulness activities are of value to you for the rest of the semester. Okay, so just a couple of shout outs relating to the education essay. So I'm going to just switch the views here. Okay. And then pull this over here. Okay, and then move my head over here. Okay, and then we'll move this over as well. Okay, so a shout out to Desiree for her educational system essay draft, which is extremely well organized and very insightful. And I just wanted to point out some parts of it that hopefully will be helpful to you as you're revising your education system draft. So her thesis statement is great. She says there are some things that need to be improved at CCP, like tuition should be at lower cost, there should be free textbooks, and make tutoring more accessible to all students. Before that, she makes that nice shift that moves us from the contradiction to what her perspective is. So she begins by talking about why people like CCP, and then talks about her 3 suggestions for improvement. Each of the paragraphs has a really excellent, accurate topic sentence. And then I just want to point out a couple of the paragraphs that were well structured. So the first paragraph, one about paying too much. So I'm going to read it aloud. Paying hundreds of dollars at the CCP bookstore is unreasonable. So you can see there that we have the example, paying hundreds of dollars at the bookstore, and then the opinion is unreasonable. So you need both. You need both the opinion, your opinion on the issue, and then the example that the paragraph is going to talk about. So she didn't just say paying hundreds of dollars at the CCP bookstore is something that happens. She said paying this amount is unreasonable. Okay. And then she says college tuition is already expensive as it is. Paying for these textbooks each semester should be the last thing students are wasting money on. I spent more than $100 on a math textbook this semester, and we haven't yet looked through a page. It's ridiculous how much money students have to pay per semester. Reselling textbooks is barely an option because they lose their value. Someone offered me $15 for a $100 textbook I paid for. Providing a textbook to students should be included in the tuition students are already paying. Great point. And it's very well structured. We have the topic sentence, the really specific example about Desiree's experience, and then the link to the thesis, which is that the textbook should be included in tuition. Okay. Then we have another paragraph that's very solid. It says CCP tutoring for all courses should be available at any campus. And then we have the example. A fellow classmate stated, I shouldn't have to go to the Northwest campus for tutoring. So we have a quotation sandwich example here. And then so we have the topic sentence, the quotation, then we have the explanation. The statement shows that having accessibility for tutoring in all CCP campuses should be considered. And then We have further explanation. I was discouraged to go when my math professor mentioned where I had to go for tutoring. Northwest CCP campus is far from where I live. Paying for tuition and textbooks is stressful enough. We shouldn't have to worry about driving 30 minutes to an hour to get tutoring. It may be closer to others, but not everyone lives around that area. Therefore, they should make tutoring convenient for all students. And you can see this sentence right here is nodding to what the opposite perspective might feel. Like some people may live closer, but for a majority of us, it's not convenient. So really excellent job on that. And I also wanted to point out a few of the excellent aspects of Mohammed's paper. So Mohammed used the however construction, really helpful to transition from the contradiction to his thesis statement. However, CCP can be improved in communication on campus with students, transportation to the school, and non-credit classes should be free with no cost. So and he has a great topic sentence. CCP would be a much better school if there were better communication on campus with new students. And I wanted to point out a part of this paragraph that is just very creative. And he says, and funny too, it says, for example, on my first day of class, the Bunnell building looked like a mall on Black Friday's opening. So he's comparing the chaos of the first day of classes to Black Friday, which I think is a very genius comparison. And I also wanted to point out another aspect of Mohammed's essay, which many of you may want to do upon revision. So at the end of his first body paragraph, he says, I think there should be a bus for the school anywhere in Philadelphia where you can scan your CCP ID to get on. So that's a really awesome suggestion, one that I hadn't thought of for sure. And ending your paragraphs where you're linked to the thesis is a suggestion for improvement is awesome if you're able to think of suggestions. And if you don't have a suggestion for every issue you bring up, you could put some suggestions in your conclusion paragraph. So that may be something you want to do. Mohammed's essay, again, really well structured, excellent ideas. So I'm looking forward to reading a bunch more of your essays. And especially at this point in the semester, if you're confused about anything at all, please contact me. And do note that we're almost done with the semester. So you want to be contacting me now if you're having any issues. And especially if you are a person who had a medical emergency or another issue and you're in the process of trying to get back on track, don't wait. You want to reach out and say, hey, let's come up with a schedule for me making up missed assignments. So, because by the time we get to week 15, you're not going to be able to make anything up if we negotiated, time for you to make things up. So this is a small portion of you. Many of you are right on track, which is great. And I'm just so proud of all of your work so far. It's really impressive. And I look forward to the rest of the semester. And I hope that you have a centered week and a week that feels fun and a week where you feel you learn a lot. All right. Thank you.